I found this Art Deco style buffet on Marketplace for $75. This piece was in pretty decent shape overall, but there was some damage on the top and it looked like someone had tried to fix it in the past. I started on this piece by cleaning it with some crud cutter, and then I went over it with some hot soapy water as well. The finish on the top was failing pretty badly, so I just went ahead and took my carbide scraper to it to get the finish off. I then used some 220 grit sandpaper to sand the top and the sides of the piece. I opted to use a chemical stripper on the drawers because the finish was a little harder to remove. Next, I moved on to the staining process. I started with this pre-stain conditioner from Minwax. I applied this dark walnut stain by Varathane and let it sit for about 5 minutes. I wiped off all of the excess stain with a clean cloth. My original plan was to stain the top of the piece, but it was so badly damaged that I opted to go for paint instead. I went with the color Graphite by Benjamin Moore. This is a great neutral charcoal color that's not too dark and not too light. I applied 2 coats of paint onto the piece. After I was done with the painting process, I went on to do some more detail work on the piece. After all of the touch-ups had been done, I went ahead and removed the plastic from the stained sides. After realizing that the wood grain on the inlays were painted on, I opted for some wallpaper. I painted the inlay and the border before I applied the wallpaper. This wallpaper was already textured, but I added some rub and buff to make the fans really stand out. I applied the wallpaper with this adhesive from Roman. I added the adhesive to the inlay and also to the back of the wallpaper so it would stick really good. This is what they looked like after I had the process done. After everything was finished, I went over the stained portions with some polyurethane and matte. I shined up the drawers with some feed-in wax from Howard Products. And here's the final look. I really like how the dark walnut stain complements the charcoal color of the paint. The painted wallpaper just gives it that extra added little touch and personalization. We also ended up having to cut the doors down a little bit so that they would fit a little better. Like any other piece, this buffet had its own set of challenges, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Follow for more furniture transformations.